Shadow of Mordor is a game set in a Lord of the Rings world, and you play as a character named Talion who, after being sacrificed alongside his family, is resurrected by a wraith that claims that they were cursed by someone named the Black Hand of Sauron. The story is split up into many different side missions that all work towards getting you to the end of the story, actually beating the Black Hand. These are widely varied, and you will sometimes be working alone, trying to unlock new skills or to find information. And other times you will be working with other people and sometimes other orcs in order to get something done. You can also choose which missions to do first out of multiple that are scattered across the map. While you can choose which missions to do first, you will need to complete some story missions in order to progress into other story missions, which can be annoying from a gameplay perspective, but makes the story and the game much more interesting, varied, and honestly makes it feel more full. For instance, at one point you can work with a rebelling group of people to destroy a statue of Sauron, which causes one of the Black Hand's lackeys to show up and question why no war chiefs prevented the statue from being destroyed. The war chiefs are high-ranking members of the Orcs' army. This is actually because in a different storyline, you worked with another orc to kill all of them off so that he would actually be the only war chief and he would be able to get you closer to the Black Hand of Sauron. Because of this, the orc you were helping actually gets killed by the lackey, but you get a chance to kill him back and then progress the story forward by killing off one of the main lackeys of the Black Hand. So you actually get closer to killing off the Black Hand himself. The story itself is pretty fun as well, because most of the characters are really enjoyable and the missions offer a lot of variety. The game also has incredible gameplay and mechanics. Many of them seem to be based off games like Assassin's Creed, with extremely similar parkour, stealth kills, and its own version of Eagle Vision, but it also has a ton of unique and fun powers and abilities. Examples are that you can, instead of using a normal stealth kill, stealthily brutalize an enemy in order to scare off most enemies nearby. You can also perform executions on enemies if you have a high enough hit streak, or you can brand enemies to force them to fight for you. Along with these abilities, there are a ton of special powers that you can unlock throughout your time playing the game that make you feel extremely powerful. One of the most fun and interesting mechanics in the game is Sauron's army, which is made up of a ton of captains and 5 war chiefs. These enemies pose a lot of fun challenges for the player and are extremely fun to go up against. First of all, each one has different strengths, weaknesses, and additional traits that force you to fight in different ways or allow you to finish a fight early. Some enemies will be vulnerable to stealth attacks and thus can be killed in one hit, but others will be invulnerable to just about anything but stealth, so if you slip up, you can be in a long and dangerous fight with nearly zero chance of success. The army is a gigantic part of the endgame and is extremely fun to mess around with. Sometimes different captains will actually do some sort of event, be it hunting or fighting another captain, and you can drop in to ambush them. You can also take control of different members of the army to use against other enemies, which can be extremely fun to watch. Another cool part is that even if you kill off most of the army, if time passes due to you either choosing to wait at a certain tower or just dying, then the army evolves and grows to pose new challenges. I can spend an entire day just messing around with the enemies in the army, even just setting up fights between captains or war chiefs, then standing by to watch can be extremely entertaining. At least for me. Overall, I just really like this game, from both a gameplay perspective and how it handles its story. I never really got into Lord of the Rings, but I still wanted this game because of the army mechanics, and I'm so glad that I did end up getting it. I would definitely recommend this game to people who like games with a lot of melee fighting, or to people who like relaxing games where you could just watch your troops do their thing. It is obviously pretty violent, so I wouldn't recommend it to young people, but overall I love this game and I feel like it deserves the many awards and high ratings it has gotten.